So our main news this morning. The fate of Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe remains unclear this morning, 24 hours after he was put under house arrest by the country's military.
Armoured vehicles are again blocking access to Parliament and government offices in the capital, Harare. The United Nations Secretary-General has appealed for calm and restraint. Divya Kohli has the latest.
An extraordinary 24 hours in Zimbabwe, the next 24 are unpredictable. The military still denies staging a coup, with President Robert Mugabe confined to his home. The takeover comes amid a bitter battle over who will succeed the 93-year-old, with Mr Mugabe sacking his deputy, Emmerson Mnangagwa, in order to pave the way for his wife Grace, but she's believed to have fled Zimbabwe. Mnangagwa has been loyal to Mugabe's hardline regime and could be the man to take over. This may be the beginning of the end of almost 40 years of rule, but no one is celebrating.
The very same people who are replacing him were part of his system. They are the very same people who backed him for 37 years. So there might not be much change in the system.
The crisis comes as Zimbabwe is crippled by severe economic problems. People are waiting with caution, their future unknown. Divya Kohli, Good Morning Britain.
Well, let's take you live now to our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford, who's in neighbouring South Africa this morning. So, Richard, 2 ministers from the Johannesburg government have been sent to Harare today to speak to Zimbabwe's army chiefs. Do we see that as a positive sign, or what do we read from that, Richard?
Well, there's a bit of self-interest in this, Kate. South Africa, of course, one of the major players here in southern Africa, but it also has an issue with refugees already coming over the border from Zimbabwe. Divya there mentioned the problems with the economy in Zimbabwe, the fact that people are starving and thousands of people stream over the border here to look for work and to look for food. The regime here in South Africa doesn't want that situation to get worse. They need stability in Zimbabwe, and they need to make sure that there's anything they can do at the border to make that better. And also, when you think about it, at this point in time, the only word that we've had outside of Zimbabwe that Robert Mugabe is okay comes from South Africa. Supposedly, Robert Mugabe spoke with Jacob Zuma, the president, here on the telephone. That is where we got that message that he was under house arrest but in good health and is secure. But we would be looking for more information. So it is possible that these ministers are being dispatched by Jacob Zuma, not only to find out about what's happening in the country, but to see what's happening with Robert Mugabe himself.
Richard, thank you.